What up, players? It is WarbossTae back up in its mug. Welcome to my day 22 video of the WarbossTae 2016 Painting Challenge. And you can find us here on Google, or on YouTube, of course, on the Google groups. I'll put the links below, as well as for the My Wargaming Life forums. So you can track everybody's progress who's participating, and there are some really terrific projects out there. So here is what I have been doing over the past day that I have been able to actually sit down and paint. And again, we are pushing into August. The painting challenge has officially ended August 1st, but for some reason, like these past couple of years, I just have not been able to make it, even though I've elongated the deadline to 3 months. It's just been a crazy one for me this year. Maybe I gotta change it to like a winter painting challenge or something. I don't know. We'll keep thinking about it, but what have I got to show you? I got some Scibor stuff and some Amazon stuff in this video. The first couple pictures you're going to be seeing are the Moskulls, the cyborg equivalent of Chaos Dwarves, and they are the officers. So they are fully beefed out, armored up, suited up. They've got this fantastic gold armor that you might have remembered from my Day 21 video. I had painted in Retributor armor. It's a very bright reddish gold. I had to bring it down using the scale color golds, but these scale color golds did not stick very well to my Xandri Dust undercoat. They, I think also because the model was resin, and even though I tried to wash all of these models and scrub them in soapy water, warm soapy water, which you're supposed to do with resin figures, I think I didn't get off all of the mold release agent, which was making the paint not really stick to it. So Retributor armor was great, though. It covered really nice, really well. Say what you will about Games Workshop paints, their new metallics are really great. I think starting from Balthazar Gold and Leadbelcher, was it Leadbelcher? Yeah, not. I keep thinking boat guns metal. Leadbelcher and Balthazar Gold were really terrific. They covered really well, and Retributor armor just as great. However, the scale color black gold just really takes the cake when it comes to a very dark and aged looking gold, and especially when you shade them down, which is what I did. All of the pictures you're going to see in this slideshow are models that have been washed. I haven't gotten to any of the highlights yet, but remember from my Day 21 video, they were all in their base coats. So that means that I just took some washes and I tried to find the right color combinations to suit the washes to the base colors, and I think I really knocked it out of the park with these Chaos Dwarves. They look really terrific. I mean, that gold just is so beautiful when it has that wash of Agrax Earthshade and Known Oil on it. Just really makes all of the details pop. Speaking of poppy details, wow, look at this bear. So cool. The gold plates, when done with the old gold, or not old gold, the black gold, and shaded with Agrax Earthshade and Known Oil, along with the burr's, the burr's fur. I cannot talk today! Shaded with Agrax Earthshade and Known Oil look really great, and I cannot wait to start highlighting this guy up. He's going to look so cool. I'm going to just dry brush some different colors. This is, everything you're going to see in this video is a Warboss level standard, which means I'm going to do a dry brush, I'm going to do some selective highlighting to really pop out some of the colors, but if this were a War Master level commission, then I'd really go back in and do some additional glazes and a second, maybe third and fourth highlight, just to really pop out those colors. I do want to make sure that all of my clients are happy. Of course, we all want to do the best work we can, right? And I'm not about churning out a product that I believe is not going to reach, you know, the standard of good quality, a good tabletop quality. This is another guy. Oh, I forgot. You can see the difference between the old gold and the Retributor armor. You can see the axe head here. That is Retributor armor. You can tell because it's a very reddish, almost yellowy red gold, and that black gold is a lot more, is a lot darker and looks more, I think, more authentic. This red gold looks more decorative, like display gold. I don't even know what I'm talking about. This guy is the Wild Warrior from Scibor. You know what? This whole video, I'm not sure how long you want to hang out with me here while I ramble, so I'm just going to get to the daily question and the week 3 objective and all that stuff. Or is it week 4? 7, 14, 21. I think it's week 3. Yeah, my week 3, no, week 4. Base coats were week 3, so week 4. Oh gosh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go check my Google Doc. Be right back. Okay, quality quality podcast at its best. It is the week 4. We're getting into week 4 because this is day 22, and the daily question, I'll answer the daily question at the end in more detail, in more depth, but just to say, let's just say if you want to get this video out of the way right now, it is Age of Sigmar is my Closet of Purgatory number 3 choice, because I've had that box set. I think my lady boss bought it for me no, it had to be this last Christmas, because it's only a year old, I believe. Yeah, so my lady boss bought this for me during Christmas, a box set of Age of Sigmar. And I thought, I'm not going to get into it because what I really want to do is make a bunch of tutorials. Because there's so many tutorials online for painting the Stormcast Eternals or the new Khorne Bloodbound. And I see everybody doing it, and everybody's painting it. Like Dice Miniature Paint Guy has got an amazing starter set that he painted up with his son, I believe. So I'm really, really hoping that I can get into it, but it has ended up there in the Closet of Purgatory, along with my Betrayal of Calth and my Flames of War box set, and just about everything else that I've purchased for myself in the past couple of years, because I haven't had a chance to paint anything. I've been so busy with commission work, which is, I guess, okay, because I'm still doing what I love, but yeah, I really want to get into the Age of Sigmar starter set. And as much as I don't like the fluff, I swear, you guys, I cannot get into the fluff. No matter how hard I try, I read like one paragraph of that stuff. I just can't do it. Anyways, let's talk about these Amazons, and then I think I'll just give you a little overview of them, and then I'll talk about my oath of moment for the week, and then my lore master fluff. I guess we can talk about that. But as I'm jibber jabbering, you can see these Amazons going by, and I just want to preface this by saying I've painted all of these Amazons with a variety of different skin tones. This one here is a little bit darker skin, so I'm going to share my skin color recipe with you because I think it's pretty cool for doing darker skinned females. And it's going to be a little bit different because there are some really dark-skinned female models, the High Priestess, and a very dark-skinned model I'm working on for my Guild Ball commission, the Hammer figure, and it's a little bit different, but basically I go with 2 different recipes for my skin tones, for my females. This lady you see right here, I've got with a Steel Legion Drab base coat, and then the shade is actually Agrax Earth Shade mixed with Rakelin Flesh Shade. You're not going to see much of the Rakelin Flesh Shade because when you mix it with the Agrax Earth Shade and thin it down with the Lamian Medium, it's going to dilute so much that that reddish Rakelin Flesh Shade color tone kind of disappears. But the great thing about it is that it is still there, and it adds a little bit of a shading to this the Steel Legion Drab, which is a naturally very almost light chocolate, milk chocolate kind of color. And so with the Agrax Earthshade providing the nice shadows, I think if you just went with straight Agrax Earthshade, even if you dilute it, it's going to look very muddy. And the Rakelin Flesh Shade gives a little bit of a warmth and a softness to that. The lighter skin models, which you'll see some of these girls have, like the Temple Guards, is basically if you're taking a pale skin color like the Acadian flesh tone, and it's more of a Caucasian skin color, then you shade that down with just Rakelin Flesh Shade, and it will provide a really nice coloring. For the really dark-skinned High Priestess and the Hammer model, which you'll see in my next video, I did a Rhinox Hide base coat, and then I just shaded that with Agrax Earthshade. Because it's so dark, you're going to lose that redness, and then what we're going to do is we're going to highlight with a little bit of a lighter brown, so that instead of doing like a skin color that's kind of beige and pale, for that dark skin color, we're going to be highlighting up in that kind of color triad. Some of these girls you're going to see have white cloth, like this one's bikini top and her arm sleeve, and I think some of the other models we've passed already have some what's going to end up being very, very bright white colors. And I also have a colored cloth, which is going to be highlighted up to be kind of a beige color. And so that's what this girl is wearing right here. And so the beige one is basically a base coat of Rakarth Flesh highlighted or shaded with Agrax Earthshade, and it's going to create a very kind of off-white beige bone color. And for the very stark white, I used a Celestra Gray undercoat, or base coat rather, and then I shaded with watered down. You can either use the Fang, or I started using Thunderhawk Blue. And any of those dark blue grays is going to be really, really great because it's just going to create a nice, cool shadow. And as opposed to this, where you shaded with Agrax Earthshade, the shadow is a little bit more dark and it looks like more brown. The shadows look a little bit browner. Alright, so why don't we move on into our week 4 Oath of Moment. This is such a huge video because there's so much to get through. I gotta answer the daily question, update everything I've been working on, and I want to share some tips and tricks, which is why I wanted to do that cloth, white cloth and skin tone little segment there. And then I also gotta do my fluff lore master stuff as well, and talk a little bit about my week 3 secondary objectives. So here we go. Got my trusty brush, and I'm going to say my week 4 Oath of Moment. On this brush, I swear that I will finish painting the shades, the washes, the highlights, and the final details for all of these Amazons, all of the cyborg dwarves. It's not really all, like, it's not really a lot. It's not too much of those dwarves. And the Mason's Guild team, which I'm so excited about, and I'll show you in the next video, and the Island of Blood, Skaven, and High Elves, which is just, okay, that might be a little, it might be a little hefty for me, but I'm going to swear on this brush that I'm going to do it. By the end of this challenge, I'm going to set that as a goal for myself, and I swear on this brush that I will do it. Okay. Oh, wow. This one came out really nice. I'm really happy with how this one came out. That skin tone looks like very natural. Okay, what was I talking about? My week 3 secondary objective, that's the care package one. And when I came up with when I came up with this guidebook for the WarbossTae 2016 painting challenge, I had used myself as an example because last year, the year before, I'd kind of fallen by the wayside. Real life had really started to throw some other responsibilities my way, and I wasn't able to finish the challenge the way I wanted to, which was 31 consecutive days of filming, which is kind of a tall order for anybody that doesn't have too much free time. And I didn't want to be discouraging, and the reason why I thought of this as a secondary objective was because I love how our community supports and encourages each other. And as opposed to other hobby communities like video game communities or movie reviews and that kind of stuff, where sometimes the members of that community can really be kind of harsh and mean to each other. I didn't want that to kind of be the same way with our community. So I thought the secondary objective of making a care package for one of the other hobbyists who's kind of fallen off was a great idea. And so I used myself as an example, but I had no idea that I would really fall away so much again. Summer is just turning out to be such a hard time for me to get these challenges knocked out. But I have chosen someone that I think is a great choice because, like myself, this person started at the beginning, was really fired up, really motivated, really consistent with the videos, and just didn't finish it and just kind of stopped because of real life things, which I totally understand. And as much as I want to see them complete the project and accomplish their goals, I know what it is like to set a goal that you are not able to carry out and to accomplish. I know how discouraging it is too. So I'm going to go about it more in my secondary objective video, but I just want to say to everybody, And I'm not going to name the YouTubers, so you're going to have to check out that video for yourself. But to everybody who has attempted the challenge, even to those of you who've completed it, like Mini Warrior, Idic Beer is nearing the end of his. I think there are so many of you out there on My Wargaming Life too that started the challenge and finished it. Like, to you guys, you set the standard. You are my heroes, and you are the ones that are really making this challenge a success. And I want to say thank you for that. And to those of you who started it and have not completed it, it's August, but I'm still going, and there's a bunch of people still going. So, like I said, I think I wrote a Google post saying just, don't worry about the August 1 deadline. Just go for it. Just go until you're finished. And I'm going to make that true. Just keep going, and we'll get there together eventually. Okay, I guess that would be it then for my day 22 update video. It's been it's a huge video because there are a lot of pictures to show. I actually did a bunch with the shading and the highlighting, or shading and then getting started with the highlighting. But I just wanted to share with you guys because I really want to bump up my videos again and produce more work and motivate and inspire those of you who enjoy the hobby as much as I do, because it is such a great hobby. It is a way for us to really explore this artistic side of ourselves and engage with the community and lose ourselves in a cool fictional setting, or even a true life setting, even a real setting, historical. And I want to thank you for letting me join you on your journey, and for joining me as I'm continuing to plow ahead. Your guys' comments and feedback really mean a lot to me. And not just here on YouTube and on My Wargaming Life, but also on Facebook and on the Twitter at WarbossTae, and on my Patreon. Which, speaking of which, this is not like a please give me money kind of thing, plug, but I'm trying to put more stuff on Patreon because I'm going to school to learn, or to get a degree in English, creative writing, and I want to put out more content on Patreon. I want to get used to writing again because I need to really practice that side of myself in order to be a successful writer one day. So if you can, I'd love it. I'm going to be posting up a bunch of stuff on Patreon for free, as well as my Patreon exclusive posts. So yeah, head over there. All the links are down below in the description, like always. And let me know what you think of what I'm doing over there. Anyways, this is that model I was talking about, that High Priestess. And you can see I'm using a mixture of both the cool white cloth and the pale cream colored cloth for her. She's got that really dark ebony skin tone that I mentioned earlier, and a very colorful headdress, which looks kind of dirty and muddy right now, but it's going to get a lot of highlighting work done on it so that it can really pop. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you again for watching. You guys are the greatest. Keep posting. Keep posting pictures on Google Group. Keep posting videos on YouTube and linking them to the Google Group and to My Wargaming Life. And thank you again.